Pie, a great place to take the family out for lunch or dinner. Spicy Pie is much more than jumbo pizza slices. They offer a wide variety of menu items, including grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbreads, and even desserts. And remember, you can try any of your favorite toppings on a gluten-friendly 10-inch crust. Dine in or carry out. A new pizza creation added to the menu every month. Bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
What you're witnessing actually happens. This is a sad story about bad math.
Bad math?
Does your online company include mounting?
You can't beat the online pricing.
When you add the mounting, the shipping, and all the extras, it's just simple math. We guarantee the lowest prices. Our Plus plan is simply better, a less expensive way to buy tires. Thinking tires? Think Tires Plus.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust,
Like our convenient online banking.
along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
Come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettaOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics.
Fire damage, Agent Fred Iron. From burnt to unburnt, he does that.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day. So you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden french fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck LASIK is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck LASIK and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
This has been a presentation of the PSP Network. Thank you for joining us for the Scotty K Show. Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Spicy Pie, the Scotty K Show here on this Wednesday night on the eve before the state Class A and B volleyball tournaments will go on at the Bismarck Events Center. We'll get to our first guest, the volleyball coach of our Redeemers here in just a bit, Kara Nunziato. But first of all, let's go through the pairings for the first round tomorrow. First of all, in the State A, and these are being played in the Bismarck Events Center in Bismarck. They'll use both courts. The one in the exhibition hall will be Class B, and the main court will be used tomorrow in the Class A. Game 1 at 1 o'clock in Class A side. We'll have Bismarck Century against Fargo North. 3 o'clock, West Fargo and Bismarck Legacy. At 5 o'clock, West Fargo Cheyenne will take on Bismarck St. Mary's. And the final game at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, we'll have Jamestown and Fargo South. On the B side of things, quarterfinals again at 1 o'clock, being played in the exhibition hall at the Bismarck Events Center. It will be Linton, the defending state champions. They are Linton HMB will take on New Rockford Cheyenne. At 3 o'clock, it's Thompson out of Region 2 will take on Region 5 champion Garrison. At 5 o'clock, Northern Cass, the number 1 seed, as voted on by the coaches after regional play. That's Northern Cass. They are 36-1 on the year. They'll take on the Region 6 champions, the RV Redeemer Knights, 28-11 on the year. In the final game, we'll have Region 8 champion Kenmare Bowbells at 41-2 against Dickinson Trinity at 32-7. How the seedings go for state Class B tournaments now is once all 8 regional winners are earned berths, the coaches vote, and then the top 5 are seeded 1 through 5, and then there's random picks for the other 3 teams. This year it was Northern Cass 1, Linton HMB 2, Thompson 3, Kenmare Bowbells 4, Dickinson Trinity 5, and Kara Nunziato, the head coach of the RV Redeemer Knights, joins me, and they got the inevitable task. And once you get to a state tournament, to be the best, you got to beat the best. But they will take on the number 1 seed, Northern Cass, the Jaguars again, 36-1. First of all, congratulations, Kara, on another trip to the state tournament.
Hey, thanks so much. We're really excited to represent Region 6.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about it. You go into it, and you probably knew coming out of regionals you were probably going to get one of those top 5 seeds. So you were going to play a 1 or a 2 or a 3, and you got Northern Cass. Again, to be the best, you got to beat the best, and I know that's how you're looking at it as you go into tomorrow's first quarterfinal matchup.
Yeah, matching up against Northern Cass is a tough job, but it's all about just showing up and playing the game of volleyball. Our main goal was to make it to the state tournament, and we're just really excited to meet up with Northern Cass. We are looking forward to a scrappy match.
Let's talk about your team, because we were talking before we went on the air. I asked you how many seniors you had. You've only got 3 seniors, got a big class of juniors, but you were telling me before we went on that this year the record might be a little deceiving for you, because you said you had 5 to 6 girls who played a lot for you that started out with no varsity experience at all this year.
Yeah, we really had a new lineup coming into the season, and like you said, five girls had not had consistent varsity experience coming to the floor. So we have a tough schedule. We play in a lot of big tournaments, so our record just shows the growth that we've gone through to be competitive at the right time of the year.
You know, the other thing is that not saying that these other teams don't put together tough schedules, but you, over the years, as the head coach for the Knights, has always tried to play a really competitive schedule during the regular season.
Yeah, and we've been really fortunate to have a lot of opportunities in the off season, traveling to camps. So coming into season, we wanted to make sure our schedule is loaded. So we go to 4 tournaments, and that's where we see the most progress and growth. And in this particular year or season, it's also where we've experienced some of our bigger losses. But ultimately, it's prepared us to be where we want to be come postseason.
All right, your first round game again at 5 o'clock tomorrow. You guys are back to the state tournament after a 1-year absence, but before that, you're no strangers. I know a lot of these girls are probably strangers to the state tournament experience, but the Knights, as a school, are not strangers to the state tournament. You've been there this year, 10th state tournament appearance, and you had a string of 7 straight appearances from 14 through 20 before missing last year's tournament. Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about, Kara, how you, and I know these girls have had older sisters that probably played in the program when you did go to state tournaments back in the day. But as a coach who has been there, done that for so many years, what kind of things can you tell them before the tournament starts so that they're not just so wide-eyed when they get out there tomorrow?
It just goes back to reminding them that it's a fundamental game. They're the same teammates to each other. And while the stage is big, it's exciting. And to take nerves, not as nerves, but as excitement and adrenaline, and just rely on each other, eye contact, communication. But just remembering that high school opportunities are exactly that. High school opportunities, get out there, have fun, and enjoy the ride.
Well, and the other thing is sometimes you get into a state tournament or a big game like that, sometimes you put too much pressure on yourself. It's just a game. Go out there and play. Somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. You hope you win, but at the end of the day, it's just an experience that you'll remember for your lifetime.
Yeah, just goes back to making memories with your teammates and making sure when you're on the court that you don't lose focus of who's around you. And again, it's just fundamental volleyball. Same ball, same net, just a different environment.
Just a different environment. Talk a little bit about your season. Again, you started out slow just because you were young and that sort of thing. But I get the feeling that you think you're playing your best volleyball of the year right now. And that's what you want to do is play your best at the end.
Yeah, I guess, this team has developed all season long. We've got some shorter outside hitters, but they can jump and they can jam, and they're really strong defensive players. Our middles at the net have been playing a tremendous front row defense and being scrappy and being able to put away the ball. So right now it's just about using this week as recovery so we can go out and have some fun in our last 3 games of the season. Hey,
talk a little bit about your I guess itinerary. Like for tomorrow, you're not leaving till early in the morning. You got a hit around, whatever you want to call it, tomorrow morning. Do you like the fact that you got some time to maybe give your young team a chance to kind of settle into the environment and not have to play that first game of the day?
Yeah.
Or would you rather play the first game?
No, I love here. Tough draw against the number 1 seed, but that 5 o'clock game is exactly the game you want to be in. And I think that tomorrow, just getting a send-off from the school at 7:30 in the morning, getting to Bismarck, having this unique experience where you almost feel a little celebrity status, getting a hit around, and then just enjoying the rest of our day and getting prepped mentally for the game.
Kara, with your trips to the state tournament in the past, and a lot of them you played here in Minot at the auditorium, a lot of them in Fargo at the Fargo Dome. This one's a little different atmosphere simply because you've got 2 separate gyms in one building. And you were telling me beforehand, you kind of like that setup. Not saying that the Fargo Dome and the auditorium here in Minot aren't great facilities for that tournament, but it kind of gives you that as you mentioned, Class B feel when you play in a separate court with your fans.
Yeah, all of our state experiences have been amazing. We're really excited to experience state in Bismarck. I think it is unique that Class A and Class B are in separate facilities. It gives it more of an intimate feel with your fans. So
I know you're just worried about Northern Cass and game number 1 tomorrow, but when you look at this field, I went through the records. Linton HMB 36-1, Northern Cass 36-1, Thompson 32-6. Kenmare Bowbells 41-2, Trinity 32-7, 28-2 for Garrison, and then both you, New Rockford Cheyenne, and you guys are 28-11. That's pretty impressive records, and I'm thinking that this could be a very, very, very competitive state tournament this year.
Absolutely, it always is. It's really hard to win 3 straight at the state tournament, but one thing when you look at all of those impressive records from these talented teams, everyone has lost a game at one point in time, so it's just who's going to play the best 3 matches in the next 3 days. All
right, and I just want to let you know your opponent tomorrow, their only loss of the year came to the number 3 seed in this tournament, the Thompson Tommies. So you got to put your best foot forward, and Boy, I'll tell you what, the good thing about it is, and I think I know how you're going to answer this, Kara, is you guys are the underdogs. I would think that everybody sitting, other than your fans, are saying, oh, RV Demons doesn't have a chance tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So you have no pressure on you.
Nope, no pressure. We're the underdogs. We have nothing to lose. We just have a really opportunity to showcase our skills and represent Region 6 at the state tournament, and we are privileged and grateful to be in that position.
Well, Kara, I want to say thank you because I know you guys are busy trying to get ready to get out of here in the morning. Safe travels to Bismarck. Good luck in the next 3 days, and just I know you'll enjoy it. Have your kids enjoy it too, because these opportunities don't come by that often for a lot of these high school kids.
Yes, thank you so much. We really we look forward to represent our area. So.
All right, thank you. 5 o'clock tomorrow, they will be in action. They will take on the number 1 seed Northern Cass, and you can, and that's the 5 o'clock game at the Bismarck Exhibition Hall. Hey, we have a lot more to talk about. We're going to talk to the Minot High cheer team. They come home with some state champions. Matt Merkin will join me from Minot State men's basketball layer. We'll talk some Minot State men's hockey. We have some all-state teams that we want to go through on both the high school and college level. And we will do that. But I got to tell you that Mac is back. The November Pizza of the Month here at the Spicy Pie is the bacon and mac cheese. Plus sides of mac and cheese are also back on the menu. One other thing we want to start promoting, the Spicy Pie gift card offer is back. You buy $25 in Spicy Pie gift cards and get an additional $5 voucher. Spicy Pie is the perfect stocking stuffer, a great gift for your coworkers, and nice surprise for your child's teachers and coaches. Get a $5 voucher for every $25 purchased in Spicy Pie gift cards. We can also mail gift cards. For more information, go to the Spicy Pie website at pizzagrindersbeer.com. When we come back on the Scotty K Show here live from the Spicy Pie, we'll talk with Vitaly Klimpel, the head coach of the Minot High cheer team, coming home with some state championships from a week ago in West Fargo.
You have built an amazing life by working hard and doing your job well. Delivering financial advice is what we do well. At Ameriprise Financial, our job is to use our skills, experience, and research to help you become more successful in today's economy. What we want you to walk away from each encounter with is satisfaction in knowing that together, we've done what we can to help you work toward a better future.
BNC has been here for over 25 years.
We're still a community bank that's there for you.
When you come in with your business plan, your vision, your idea, we can make it a reality.
I love seeing projects come alive for our clients.
We're real people helping real people.
We know you, and we're always happy to see you.
We build relationships. You're part of the BNC family.
We are part of the community.
It's what we're built on.
Yours truly, BNC.
Spicy Pie needs to be your only stop for the best in pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbread, and even desserts. They offer several specials throughout the week, including their Epic 14 football season special. Get any one topping 18-inch pie for just $14 with promo code EPIC14. Dine in or carry out. If you're looking for a place to watch your favorite sports team, Spicy Pie is the place with lots of TVs to watch the game. Dine in or carry out and kid-friendly, bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill. Well, welcome back here to the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie on this Wednesday night. Hey, just one reminder before I forget to do it at the end of the show. Because of the Thanksgiving holiday coming up next week into the weekend, we will not have a show. And we will return the following Wednesday. But we have just found in the past that there's coaches are on the road traveling to go to Grandma and Grandpa's or Mom and Dad's house, that sort of thing. So we just decided that we would not have a show here at the Spicy Pie because of the Thanksgiving holiday weekend coming up next week. But we will be back that following Wednesday, and we will take you all the way through the end of this basketball season in March, through all the state tournaments that come up in March. Our next guest, by the way, I mentioned before we went to break, we got a lot of things we want to talk about. And before we do that, now we'll talk to the Minot High cheer team here in a bit. All conference teams came out for the Northern Sun football conference. We'll get to that information. We have all state teams that have been announced for football. Do want to mention that our swimming team went to the state tournament last week in West Fargo and finished state runner-up to West Fargo Cheyenne at the state meet last weekend. And they had state titles in 3 individual events. The 200-yard intermediate medley, Ava Williamson won it. The diving went to Ella Kessler, and the 500-yard freestyle, Sam Von Borken. State runner-ups to the 200-meter relay and to Haley Conklin in diving. First team All-Staters from Minot High, Haley Conklin, Ella Kessler, and Sam Von Borken. Second team All-State, Ava Williamson, the Powerade Senior Player of the Year in swimming, girls swimming, Tierney Howell from West Fargo Cheyenne, and the Subway Coach of the Year, Ben Smith of Jamestown. So congratulations to Emily Jensen and the Minot High girls swim team for a state runner-up finish last week in West Fargo. And we have a state champion team we're going to talk to now, who that was at West Fargo, right, Vitelli?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so in the same city last week, brought home a cheerleading title. It's the NDCCA Fall State Championship title. Last week, again, in West Fargo. That's their second straight state title. Congratulations, Vitelli. I know it takes a lot of hard work, and to go back-to-back in any activity is tough to do, and you guys done it in the cheerleading end of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Talk a little bit about the weekend. You swept all 3 team routines again, cheer and dance, game day, and timeout. Just talk about this team a little bit. How veteran were you?
How what?
How veteran? How many, did you have kids with a lot of experience?
I would say this year's probably half and half. We had a lot of new people, not only to the program, but also new to varsity in general. So a lot of people that we had to teach basic technique of stunting to, getting new tumblers coming up. Lots of new people, definitely.
Can you just kind of give me an overview, because it's been a long time since I've had a cheerleader in my life. It goes way back to when my little sister was. But it's changed a lot over the years. I know that.
Yes.
But these 3 different categories, cheer and dance, game day, and timeout, kind of give us the intricacies of each of those events.
So timeout is a 1-minute routine that kind of resembles what you do at a basketball timeout. So we use all of our cheerleaders for this. So all 27 athletes are on the mat for this routine. We utilize props, we do stunts, and it's just a basic 1-minute routine, just a cheer. Game day is either a defense or offense chant. You don't know until you're there what they're going to call.
Okay.
Followed by your school song. So again, very traditional. It's 2 minutes long. And then cheer dance is kind of the main routine. That's 2.5 minutes of stunting, tumbling, dancing, choreography, cheer, chants, kind of everything there is in cheerleading. So it's 45 seconds of music, followed by a minute cheer, and then ending with another 45 of music.
Well, and again, that goes back to my high school days. Basically, we had cheerleaders that cheered at football and athletic events. It's a complete different animal in this day and age, isn't it?
Yes, very.
Because you brought the dance into it, and that all those sorts of things.
Yep.
So it's a lot more intense than it was back in the day when I went to school, and I'm not going to tell you how long ago that was. Next question. Oh, you also, in small group competition, you also placed 1st and 4th in the stunt group. Kind of give us an idea of what that small group is. That a small? I would say it's a smaller amount of kids.
Yep. So stunt group only has 5 girls in it, so just 1 complete stunt group plus an extra for safety, and it's just 1 minute of a stunt sequence. So all the stunts that they can do, whether it's tosses, one legs, fun stuff like that. And this is actually the first year in a while that we've won first in that, because we mainly focus on our team routines.
Right.
But yeah, so it's pretty awesome that we placed first in that.
All right, we're going to take a break here because when we come back, we had some individual competitors. Macy Barber finished second in the top sideline. She's going to join us here in just a bit. And is it Lily Rivera?
Lely. Yep.
Rivera finished fourth in the all-around. But we'll talk to Macy Barber about her routine. Go ahead.
She got third.
Well, she got third. Okay, I must have hit the wrong button on the computer. Either that or I read it wrong. Anyway, we'll be back with Macy Barber here on the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie right after this. Looking for a great place to take the family? Choose Spicy Pie. They offer a wide variety of menu items the whole family can enjoy, including jumbo slices, 18-inch pies, grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbread, and even desserts. Join them for Taco Thursday with discounts on all Mexican items, including $1.50 tacos. Enjoy their Epic 14 football season special. Get any one topping 18-inch pie for only $14 with promo code EPIC14. Dine in or carry out, bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minet's North Hill.
Ackerman Esvold, your neighbors, friends, and family who are working for you. The local team with local availability and accountability. For all of your engineering, architecture, environmental, transportation, and land development needs, your project can rely on Ackerman Esvold. Find them online at ackermanesvold.com. When you start your project, talk with Ackerman Surveying and Associates. Our experienced surveying team guides you in the right direction with planning, platting, and lot and boundary surveys. The trusted name in land surveying, the trusted name in architecture and engineering is Ackerman Surveying and Ackerman Esvold. Find them at ackermanesvold.com.
Well, welcome back here to the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie. Each and every Wednesday we are here, except for next Wednesday. We'll take the Thanksgiving weekend, holiday weekend off next week so people can travel and to family and friends for the Thanksgiving holiday festivities. We've been talking to the Minot High cheer team. Vitaly Klimple, the head coach, was with me. Now we're going to talk to one individual who placed second in one of her events at the state tournament or the state meet last week in West Fargo. That is Macy Barber. She finished second in the top top sideline last week in West Fargo. Congratulations, Macy. Welcome to the show, and this will be a lot easier than getting in front of a bunch of people doing a routine. So just relax and just kind of give me a hint of as you look back at it now. You've had 3 or 4 days to look at it. Pretty exciting time for you, not just winning your event or taking second in your event, but winning the state title again.
Right. It's super exciting to hear the whole crowd say it back and feel the adrenaline rush out on that mat. It's definitely awesome to be with your team and feel that special moment of winning all together.
Hey, let's talk about the individual competition. Your coach, Coach Klimple, kind of gave us an idea of what the team routines are all about. Individual competition, kind of take us through what your routine.
Awesome. So, my routine is, it's a 1-minute routine, and you do a cheer, and you have jumps, and it's mostly focusing on motions and jumps, and no tumbling or nothing. It's just you out there on the mat trying to cheer with the crowd.
Macy, what year are you?
I'm a junior this year.
You're a junior now. Were you a part of the cheer team last year as a sophomore?
Yes, I was.
So you had kind of an idea of what to expect when you got to this competition, right?
Yep, I did. And top sideline is a new category this year, so first time anyone's ever competed in that division was this competition.
Okay, so as I was talking to Coach Klimple, cheerleading back to when I knew it was a lot different than it is today. Kind of give us an idea, because a lot of people look at cheer teams and they'll just say, okay, they go to the football game, they go to the basketball game, wrestling match, the hockey game, and cheer for the team. But it's a lot more advanced now in the last 10 years.
For sure. There's definitely a higher standard now with stunting. The score sheets even have just excelled so much in the past few years even, and I think it's really big for our team to be able to win and fight that score sheet.
You know, and the other thing that we should reiterate here is that you guys, yes, you compete for these kind of events, but you're also there in support of your athletic teams.
Yes.
And what did Coach Vitelli or Klimpel say that you had 27 people on the roster? Back in the day, it was 5. You had 5 here, maybe you had 3 for wrestling, 3 or 4 for wrestling. But you compete as a group, but then you break out during the course of the athletic season, don't you?
Yep, there's basketball and hockey that split up. So everyone, or mostly everyone, is on football in the fall,
Okay.
and then they split up in the winter for hockey and basketball.
All right, you hockey or basketball?
Hockey.
You're a hockey. You're a hockey nut?
Yep, yes.
So give my headset back to Vitelli just for a second, because there's another question I want to ask you, Vitelli. They called this the Fall State Cheerleading. Is there a spring as well?
Yep, so there's a winter one in March.
Okay, it'll be a winter spring. Okay, a winter one. And that's the one I kind of remembered from last year when you won that too and that sort of thing. So congratulations again, Macy. Good luck the rest of the season and back in the winter. And Vitelli, keep them working.
I will.
All right, thanks a lot. That
Thank
Minot
you.
High cheer team, again, their second straight title in the state cheerleading, and that was achieved last week in West Fargo. When we come back, we'll probably talk some Minot State hockey, and we will do that when we come back here on the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie. Spicy Pie, a great place to take the family out for lunch or dinner. Spicy Pie is much more than jumbo pizza slices. They offer a wide variety of menu items, including grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbreads, and even desserts. And remember, you can try any of your favorite toppings on a gluten-friendly 10-inch crust. Dine in or carry out. A new pizza creation added to the menu every month. Bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
What you're witnessing actually happens. This is a sad story about bad math.
Bad math?
Does your online company include mounting?
You can't beat the online pricing.
When you add the mounting, the shipping, and all the extras, it's just simple math. We guarantee the lowest prices. Our Plus plan is simply better, a less expensive way to buy tires. Thinking tires? Think Tires Plus.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust,
like our convenient online banking.
along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Back here in the Scotty K Show here live from the Spicy Pie on this Wednesday night. Joining me now is Wyatt Wasalinchuk. I think I might have got didn't murder too bad, Wyatt, but he's the head men's hockey coach at Minot State. And boy, I tell you what, it doesn't seem like, it's been a while since you and I have had a chance to sit down and talk. Your season underway, and it started pretty good, hasn't it?
Yeah, so far so good for the most part. It sounds cliche, but got a lot of work to do. We're certainly happy with a 9-0 start, and nobody's complaining in that sense. But I do think as a group we've got to get better. And if we learned anything last year, it's that you can't ever get complacent and just be okay with how things are rolling. So we'll keep working hard and prepare for a good Oregon team this weekend.
Coming into the season, I know you had high hopes for this group of kids. You got a lot of veterans on this team, but you're blending in some new kids, that sort of thing. What is the one thing that you look at that you have to get better at right now?
Just our defensive zone structure. We're giving up far too many grade A opportunities in our zone, and it comes from being a team with a very good offensive core that sometimes don't support the puck as well as we as coaching staff would like to see. So just getting better in that area. And then another big area for us that we've been struggling with over the last few weekends is our power play. We've got to convert, and when it comes down to crunch time at nationals, if you get a power play or two, you got to be scoring on at least one of your opportunities. So for sure, our defensive zone we got to get a little better at, and then putting some pucks in the net on the power play.
Wyatt, talk a little bit about your group. I know, and you talk about them more on the offensive side. They like to go out and score goals, that sort of thing, and that helps to win. But you've got 5 kids right now that are in double figures in scoring as far as assists and goals themselves. And those are kids that have been around the block, haven't they been?
Yeah, you know what? Last year was a blessing and a curse. Probably more of a curse, losing your first game at nationals. But what that brought back were 4 seniors for us that are in their 5th year now that just didn't want to see their careers end that way, and that's been huge for us in Davis Sheldon and Drew Carter. Those are big pieces for us, and then, Landon Cochran has been fantastic for us as well. So, it's finding that balance of bringing in those new guys and pushing the pace, but also leaning on that veteran leadership group that we have back there. And I love those kids, those seniors that we have, and we have a big class this year is as good as I've been a part of in my 10 years as a player and now a coach. And we're going to go as far as they take us. And they're great leaders, they're great young men, and they're pretty darn good hockey players.
Hey, talk about it. I know it's early in the season still. You're ranked number 2 in the nation. You've been bouncing around 1, 2, and 3 for most of the year. I know you don't put a lot of stock in those polls at this time of the year because you get a lot of hockey to play. But those polls are important as we get deeper into the season.
Yeah, certainly. That all kind of sets up your round robin, if you will, or your draw at nationals, and you want to be in that 1, 2, or 3 spot where it's going to give you an extra day off, and not that you overlook any sort of opponent like we saw last year, but certainly sets you up for sure for a matchup. And it's huge for us. It's huge for us every weekend that we show up and we prepare, and a lot of these kids are coming from junior programs that play 60 games and then a month or 2 months of playoffs, and it's a lot different where every single game matters, and especially when you're playing those good ranked opponents, it can certainly set you up for the whole year.
You got a 3-game homestand coming up tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday against the University of Oregon. Tell us a little bit about their program.
Well, this is their first year at the ACHA Division I level, and they had some good success at the Division II level. And from everything that I've watched, they're going to be a good young team that's obviously going to have a great time recruiting over the next few years with a school like that and landscape that looks like their campus. So they're going to be coming in, working hard, and like everybody, trying to knock us off and come in with an attitude where they're trying to prove something, and we're excited for it. It's not often that we have a big premier school like that in the Magic City here, so we're excited to have a storied university like that come into the Pepsi rink here, and we're excited about starting a little rivalry with them. We've already got plans to go there next year, so we're excited, and it's kind of a new chapter against a good up-and-coming program.
Talk a little about after this 3-game homestand, you get a little bit of a break for Thanksgiving, the holiday weekend, that sort of thing. You don't get back into action until the 2nd of December. What do you do in that time frame? Do you like the fact that you're going to have this break at Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I do. You know what? We've had a bit of a strange schedule. We've had a weekend off and then games, and then, like you said, we're going to have next weekend off as well. And you know what? That's a great weekend for us as typically 90% of my team is Canadians, and they're, just a short car ride home. So I think that'll be great. Send the guys home, after a big weekend here and kind of recharge the batteries for, a good UMary program, and then we've got UCO, which will be as big a weekend as we have here at home this season. So I think it'll be great for us to kind of recharge the batteries, just as long as the guys aren't filling up with too much turkey.
Well, I talk a little bit about it. You brought up you come back, you go home and away against University of Mary on that Friday and Saturday, the first weekend of December. That has turned out to be a pretty darn good rivalry, as it has in every sport at Minot State. But this is still in its infancy, isn't it?
Yeah, oh for sure. And if it were up to me, they would have jumped right into ACHA Division I from the get-go. But they've proved everything that they need to at that level, and I'm excited to have another great program join our level. And there's not much more to be said about that. It's the rivalry right down the road, and one that we certainly get up for, and is going to mean even more when there's national tournament implications and rankings and all sorts of stuff like that starting next year. So even though they're quote unquote not games that count towards rankings or anything right now, they're as big a games as we have on our schedule in terms of pride and that rivalry, like you said, and it's going to be a great one here for years to come.
Yeah, a question I need to ask you, Mike, because you've been around the program for a while now as a player and a coach, but you came into this program, we were really the only kid on the block other than Botno at that time. How important it is to North Dakota hockey, and I'm talking about North Dakota as a state, how big has it been that we've got the Jamestowns, the Willistons, and the Marys now joining you guys? Because you were the only kid on the block, and you had to go long ways to play, get games.
It's huge, you know what, and I'll tell everybody that, listen, this is very good hockey. These are all kids that have played Tier 2 Junior A hockey. We've got 5 or 6 ex-Minot Minotauros on our roster now, and it's darn good hockey. And to now have a quality program like Dean's running there in Jamestown, and like Dan at UMary, like you mentioned, and the Williston and Botno Travis, obviously the history there is fantastic, and it's huge for us. It's great, not only on our pocketbooks. We get to now, just head down the road and play some, a quality opponent in UMary or Jamestown. It's great rivalries, and that's what we want. It's some of our biggest crowds are when Jamestown is here, and certainly when UMary's here, we pack that Pepsi rink. So it means a lot. It's certainly nice. I'd love to, see another 2, 3, 4 teams somewhere out this way, whether it be Montana or in the state of North Dakota, kind of elevate programs to the Division I ACHA level, and one day maybe have a darn good conference out this way.
Hey, one last question again, and this is up. It's not talking about your program or anything, but kind of give our listeners an idea. We see the Mesa Arena. You've got the 3 sheets of ice, and you got the Pepsi rink. You travel all over the places to places. This is comparable to just about anything. Would you put us, this facility here, would you put that in the upper division of where you play hockey?
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I mean, this level is a strange one. You have 74 ACHA Division I programs this year, and you're probably talking about 10 to 15 that have quality support from not only their university but the community and fan support and things like that. And there's some darn good ones. Ohio's fantastic, and Liberty is great, and there's lots of storied programs that have been around this level for a long time. But when that Mesa's packed, it's as loud a building as we're going to play in, and it's a great environment. The hockey fans here are obviously very knowledgeable, and we hear it when we're not playing well, and they cheer for us when we are, and that's a testament to the knowledge here, obviously, in North Dakota, and kind of the way they eat, sleep, and breathe hockey for the most part. But at the ACHA Division I level, I mean, not only the support from our fans and our community, just from our university and being a fully funded program now and part of athletics, we don't use that term club anymore, and it hasn't been that way for a long time, and now more so than ever beginning last year. It's so nice for our boys to really feel like they're a part of the university, and from Dr. Shirley down, the support has just been incredible. We, look forward to really growing and building and involving more of the community at all of our games and all the events and continue to support Minot State athletics.
All right, Thursday night, tomorrow night is an 8 o'clock start, 7:30 the next 2 nights against the University of Oregon. It'll be kind of interesting to see what color uniforms that they are, not so much the color, but the brightness of their uniforms, because if you look at their football program.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be kind of cool to see. But no, we're excited to have a big name school like that here in Minot, and looking forward to seeing some people pack in the Pepsi rink.
All right, let's go get 3 from the Ducks.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Scotty.
All right, thank you.
That is Wyatt Washlinchuk, the head coach of the Minot State men's hockey team. Again, they will play the University of Oregon tomorrow night, Friday night, Saturday night at the Pepsi rink. Tomorrow night's game is an 8 o'clock start, and then on Friday, Saturday, it'll be 7:30. And we did that interview yesterday with Wyatt, and the new poll came out today, and Minot State has reached the top spot. They are ranked number 1 now with the poll that came out just earlier today. They are the number 1 ranked team in all of ACHA Division I hockey. Right behind them is last week's number 1 team. That would be UNLV. And then number 3 right now is Adrian. So get out to the Pepsi rink tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday and cheer on the Beavers against the Ducks. We're going to take another break here on the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie. Matt Merkin, men's basketball coach at Minot State, expected to join us, and we've got some all-conference and all-state teams to talk about. We'll do that when we come back on the Spicy Pie Show. Spicy Pie needs to be your only stop for the best in pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbread, and even desserts. They offer several specials throughout the week, including their Epic 14 football season special. Get any one topping 18-inch pie for just $14 with promo code EPIC14. Dine in or carry out. If you're looking for a place to watch your favorite sports team, Spicy Pie is the place with lots of TVs to watch the game. Dine in or carry out and kid-friendly, bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
In southwestern and south central North Dakota, on any given day at any given moment, a Dakota Community Bank and Trust customer is logging in or signing on to do their online or mobile banking. We believe that community banking can blend both the past with down-home customer service in-house and the future with modern banking conveniences and technology for our customers anywhere, like here or here, all while honoring our long-standing tradition of community-first oriented banking here at Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
Welcome back here on the PSP Network for the Scotty K Show, live from the Spicy Pie as we continue again. Expecting Matt Merkin to join us live here to talk a little bit about men's basketball. Thought we would have a chance to talk about a couple of games that they were supposed to open up on the road last week in Missouri, but because of the winter storm, Minot State was not able to make that trip, so they will open up the season tomorrow afternoon, 12:30 start from the MSU Dome as they'll take on Presentation College. Then they'll play a home game on Saturday evening against MSU Billings before opening up conference play a week from yesterday, next Tuesday at the University of Mary. We'll talk to him a little bit about his basketball team. We do have some all-conference teams and all-state teams to talk about, but first I want to tell you that Mac is back, the November pizza of the month, the bacon and mac cheese. Plus sides of mac and cheese are also back on the menu here at Spicy Pie. The Spicy Pie gift card offer is back. You buy $25 in Spicy Pie gift cards and get an additional $5 voucher. Spicy Pie is a perfect stocking stuffer for a great gift for your coworkers and nice surprise for your child's teachers, and coaches. Get a $5 voucher for every $25 purchased in Spicy Pie gift cards. We can also mail the gift cards. For more information, go to the Spicy Pie website, pizzagrindersbeer.com. Again, as I mentioned, we have some college and high school postseason awards to talk about. First of all, the NSIC all-conference football team was announced today. Overall, the NSIC Offensive Player of the Year was Brandon Alt, the quarterback from Bemidji State. The NSIC Offensive Newcomer of the Year, just down the road from Velva, actually lives in Sawyer but played for Velva in football, Gabe Florence. He is now a wide receiver for Minnesota State Moorhead. NSIC Defensive Player of the Year and the Newcomer of the Year was Ian Marshall, who played offensive line at Northern State University. The NSIC Coach of the Year, Logan Masters, in his first year at Wayne State, taking his team to the postseason playoffs. And NSIC Assistant Coach of the Year also from Wayne State, that was Colin Prosser. He is also in his first season. Speaking of that, as far as the all-conference teams, Minot State had 3 all-conference players. One on special teams, first teamer, that was Justin Cash. He is a sophomore punter out of Parker, Colorado. Also, second team honors go to Isaiah Bigby, a linebacker, sophomore. Again, he's out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And Nylan Miller-Levi, a defensive back, a junior. He is from Las Vegas as well. On the North Division All-Conference First-Team Offense, 11 of the 12 members of that team were either from Bemidji State or Minnesota Duluth. Bemidji State 2, 4, 6. Duluth had 5, and the 12th member was the senior wide receiver from the University of Mary. That was Danny Kittner. On the defensive side for the North Division, 10 of the 12, 5 each from Bemidji State and Minnesota Duluth. Again, 1 from Mary and 1 from Northern State. Again, Justin Cash, a first-team special teamers out of Parker, Colorado, a punter. And again, Isaiah Bigby and Nylan Miller-Levi were on the second team. So that kind of concludes the NSIC football season, although we still have postseason play going on, and 3 teams from the conference did make the postseason. That included Bemidji State, Minnesota State, Mankato, and Wayne State, Nebraska. So congratulations to those teams, and best of luck from your opponents in the NSIC in that national tournament. Okay, we had some all-conference teams that were announced. The WDA All-WDA football team was announced. Here are Minot High kids who made the team. Wide receiver, defensive back, Logan Conklin. Linebacker, Michael George. Running back and defensive back, Tyson Rosiska. Quarterback, Jaden Sparrow. Offensive and defensive lineman, Caden Turbo. Honorable mention included defensive line player, DJ Jones, and Brady Larson, a linebacker. The Powerade Senior of the Player of the Year award went to Carson Jablonski of Mandan, and the Subway Coach of the Year, that's WDA, I'm sorry. WDA Senior Player was Carson Jablonski. The Subway Coach of the Year in the WDA was Todd Sheldon of Mandan. Also, the All-WDA volleyball team came out. Minot High was represented by 1 player. That was Grace Sanders. Congratulations to her. And also the Powerade Senior Player of the Year included Logan Nisley of Century, and the WDA Subway Coach of the Year, Sarah Hagerly of Jamestown. Some other all-state teams that we want to talk about. We have had announcements on 9B, 11B, and 11A. The double A for 11-man football will come out tomorrow, so we cannot release that tonight, but we can tell you area kids that made the all-state team in 9B, first teamers from North Prairie, quarterback Nick Mears, offensive lineman Nate Tasted and defensive back Blake Matson. For West Hope Newburgh Glenburn, they had a first-teamer in quarterback Walker Broughton and also a second-teamer in Easton Endell. St. John, represented by 3 players on the 9B All-State football team. They included first-teamers offensive lineman Caden Belgard and second-teamers Brayton Baker and Jadens McLeod. For Divide County, first-teamer running back Wyatt Carabello and also second-teamer Easton Eriksmoen. From Surrey, first-teamer defensive lineman Aiden Odmundson and second-teamer Ethan Hansen. And from Tioga, second-teamer Joel Holman. The Powerade Senior Player of the Year in 9B football was Landon Carter of runner-up Cavalier, and the Subway Coach of the Year, Steve Kleingen of state champion New Salem Almont. In the 11B All-State football team, again, many kids from our area making that team. 4 from Belva Garrison, Drake Animus, your state champions. Quarterback Ben Shep, tight end Peyton Bodine, and linebacker Hank Bodine on the first team. Kyle Sandy on the second team. From Botno, wide receiver Carson Herrer. Also linebacker Jacob Schreiber on the first team. Second teamers Gabe Narrow and Ryder Pullman. From Bishop Ryan, 2 on the team. First teamer was Coy Oakenson, an offensive lineman, and the second team went to Jet Lundeen. And Ray Powers Lake with 1 All-Stater on the first team, defensive back Tyson Inget. Single member from Harvey Wells County, second teamer Gabe Elmerus, rugby, second teamer Dylan Barch. From Ned Rose, a couple of second teamers, Mitch Heinert and Keaton Cole. From Delac Burlington, second teamer Logan Rist. From South Prairie, second teamer Colin Knorr. And from Kenmare Bowbells Burke Central, a second teamer Jack Zimmer. Powerade Senior Player of the Year in 11B was Trey Heinrich of Kindred, and your Subway Coach of the Year from state champion Belva Garrison Drake Animus, Mr. Larry Sandy, who is retiring after 33 years at the helm of the Aggies. We wish him the best in his retirement years. The 11A All-State team, well, we had 1 area kid make the second team. That's Jason Hogue of Watford City. Our Powerade Senior Player of the Year in 11A state championship quarterback Peyton Holkalter from Jamestown. And the Subway Coach of the Year, Bill Nelson of Jamestown. Again, the 11AA will be announced tomorrow, so we will pass that on to you a little bit down the road. One other thing we want to do, Matt Merkin has just walked in the door. We'll get to him here in just a bit, but we do want to talk a little bit about NSIC basketball, but we want to talk a little bit on the women's side here real quick. I want to say congratulations goes out to Kate Head of Minot State, a senior guard. She is the NSIC North Division Player of the Week. She's out of Brisbane, Australia. She led Minot State to a pair of wins over Southeastern Oklahoma State last weekend, averaging 25.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 5.5 assists in a pair of wins. Had a career high 26 points, 8 assists, and 5 boards to open up the season, and then added 24 points, 8 boards, and 3 assists in the second win as they traveled out of state for a couple of games last week and come home with 2 victories. They're 2-0 on the season. And see, they will head out on the road. Tomorrow night, they'll be at Black Hills State in Spearfish, South Dakota. And then on Saturday, they'll travel to Billings and take on MSU Billings. 1 team in the first poll, ranked in the women's national poll. That would be Minnesota State Mankato, tied for 15th. Okay, let's turn our attention to the men's side of things, and Matt Merkin joins me. And Matt, I thought we'd have a chance tonight to talk about your openers that you were supposed to play last week in Missouri, but because you guys got stranded and held back here in Minot because of the winter storm, could not make the trip. Boy, that had to be kind of disappointing because I know you've been looking forward to getting your kids started.
Yeah, it was tough break for us. We had the opportunity, or what we thought was going to be the opportunity to save some time on what would be about a 14-hour, 15-hour drive, and use some of our fundraising money in order to fly down. And then, when that weather kind of kept moving in, we were keeping an eye on those flights, and they got canceled right before we were supposed to take off or head up to the airport on Thursday that day for our Friday game, and we tried to see if we could get some things changed around and push them back a little bit. But unfortunately, it's kind of a weird deal where you can't make up those games unless you have to play them that opening weekend. So we couldn't push it back to Monday. It had to be played before the weekend was up. So, and it just with the way the weather was, we couldn't get a bus to get all the way down there then, that far without multiple drivers. So, and make it in time. So we had to stay home. It was a real bummer, for lack of a better way to put it. I think it's the first game that I've lost, since I've been up here, that's been canceled due to weather. We had a couple of those crazy COVID situations.
Right.
It was tough to have to sit around that opening weekend, but we get to play soon. So.
Hey, Matt, is there any chance that you might try to reschedule a couple of games, maybe not with the same opponents, but maybe find a couple of games in our area here or in our region to make up those two games?
Well, we wish we could, but you can't. Those games are you only get 26 D2 games.
Okay.
Those are what's called exempt games and kind of this weird NCAA rule where you can pick up 2 extra games, but those are the ones you have to play them that first weekend. You can't push them back at all, and that's why that's one of those weird things where it's probably it is the only time of the year where you could lose games and not just reschedule them at a later date, or replace them with somebody else. We had even looked into playing potentially Mary because they were in a tournament in Bismarck that got canceled as well. A couple teams from Oklahoma were supposed to fly up, and their flights got canceled, and they didn't get to play. And we thought at least we could play somebody. But you have to play 2 teams that aren't in your conference, but are in your region in some weird little one of those many strange NCAA rules. So we were kind of out of luck for the weekend, unfortunately.
All right. Well, so tomorrow night, home opener and also the season opener. Not tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon, 12:30 start to Dome against Presentation College. They're an NAIA school out of Aberdeen, South Dakota. They play in the North Star League. But it gives you a chance to get your kids out on the floor and against somebody in a different colored uniform.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good when we got to play Dickinson State in that exhibition a month ago now or whatever it's been, but it seems like it's been so long since we played that game. It has been close to a month or maybe over a month. So it'll be great to play somebody else for sure and get kind of tipped off, and it's going to be really strange because we've practiced for so long without a game, and now we start playing games, and it seems like we don't stop now until Christmas break. We'll play about every 2 or 3 days here for a while and be busy as heck, but that's going to be fun, and that's what we need to do is play games and get out there and see what we need to improve at and what we're doing well.
All right. What are you improving at? You need that game, don't you?
We definitely need a game. I mean, I think defensively through our first 2 scrimmages that we played, I was really happy with the way we guarded teams. We're definitely an improved defensive team. From where we're at last year, a little bit more length and athleticism and a little faster out there on the courts, and our pressure defense looked really good, and our zone defense was good as well. So now we just, like I said, we need to see it against somebody else, and I'm sure they'll do some things that expose some things for us that we have to keep improving and then we start conference play next week. So now we just have this game and this game on tomorrow afternoon, and then Saturday evening at home, I believe it's 6 o'clock tip-off Saturday evening against MSU Billings. And then Tuesday, Mary, and then Thanksgiving weekend, we're gone on the road to Colorado against 2 Division II teams in the RMAC conference. So can't wait to get going, though. We need to go play for sure.
Hey, talk a little bit about Presentation. I know you've watched film, but really it's not about them. It's about what you have to see out of your team.
Yeah, for sure. Early, you're just trying to get better, but also they play really fast. They're a high-scoring team. It's going to be crazy. I think this is like their 8th or 9th game, and it's our first game. So that'll be a little bit of an interesting thing where they've played, they played 2 over the weekend. I think they've played 6 or 7 actually. I think they played last night as well. So, but they're averaging close to 90 points a game and giving up 90 points a game somewhere in there too. So it's run and gun, mid-80s when they're playing. So it'll probably be a fast-paced game and should be fun tomorrow afternoon.
You talk about the schedule. You start playing, and it seems like you've got 2, 4, 6, 7 games in a 2-week period.
Yeah.
And 3 of those are conference games.
Yeah,
and 2 of them are on the road.
I know, it's going to be interesting for sure. So, but it'll be a lot of fun, and just keep saying it over and over again. We just need to play. Our guys are tired of practicing against each other. So, we'll have. I think we're supposed to have 12 before Christmas, and now we'll have 10.
Okay.
And, really over in the next 3, maybe 4 weeks, play 10 games. So, it should be a lot of fun.
Hey, Matt, let's talk a little bit about the conference. And I know you don't, you're following scores, and it's early in the year. I understand that. But, boy, I look up and down the standings here. We have 4 teams from the Northern Sun Conference right now ranked in the top 25 with Duluth at 7, Augie at 18, Moorhead at 21. Says a lot for the NSIC with Upper Iowa at 22. That's 4 out of 16 teams in this conference that are making some national news.
Yeah, no, really strong league this year. Minnesota Duluth was in the top 10 last year for much of the year. Minnesota Moorhead had a great finish. Upper Iowa's been ranked in Augie most of the last year and a half or so. And they still remain up there. So. Really good competition coming up. We'll play some of those teams twice, and we'll play some of them once. But, man, it's really strong across the board this year. And as always, one of the better leagues in the entire nation. And this year will be a lot of fun teams coming to the Dome to watch play.
And as your schedule breaks down, most of them are Friday, Saturday nights with the women, again, after the COVID year. But you also have that quirk in there, and I think I've asked you this question because now the last couple of years usually you'll go to Moorhead and Northern on back-to-back nights. Now with them, we go to Moorhead, and then 2 days later we have Northern. What's the reasoning behind there? Is there really a reason?
Well, it was actually, the Northern Sun had a kind of a working group or a committee to look into scheduling and what could possibly be done to change things up. This is about 3 years ago. I was actually on the committee, and there's been a lot of push across the league to not play the back-to-backs, or maybe at least on your side. And what ended up we wanted to try something, and we ended up trying at least within what would be considered kind of your pod.
Okay.
The 4 closest teams to you. So our group happens to be us, Mary, and Northern and Moorhead. Those are split Thursday, Saturday for everybody now. I think like Wayne State, Augie.
Okay,
Sioux
so
Falls,
they're all
Southwest.
doing it.
So everybody does that on certain weekends.
Okay.
And the thought behind it was a little bit to get a weekday. You get a weekday game. Sometimes those are easier for people to get to or better. Sometimes it alleviates conflicts with Friday night high school basketball.
Right.
Whether that's that we can. So if Minot High plays on a Friday, I can go to that game as well.
Right.
And do some recruiting. Or also, we have like Jackson Gunville on our team. His brother will be playing again this year at Minot High, and it hopefully alleviates a little bit of those conflicts on Friday, which also sometimes is some college or high school hockey nights as well. So we wanted to move something to Thursday or maybe a Wednesday, and this early it started on a Thursday just to kind of open that up a little bit. And I really like it myself, and we'll see if the league continues to split games. There may be more split game weekends in the future,
you bet.
And there may not be. So, but I think a lot of people like it and enjoy it, and we'll see how it goes again this year.
All right, a afternoon matinee at the Dome tomorrow against Presentation College, Saints out of Aberdeen, South Dakota. Going to be kind of I know you've played afternoon games, but not so much during the week. They're usually a night game. It'd be kind of a different atmosphere, won't it be?
Yeah, I know there's going to be a few schools in attendance. Bring people from local schools coming over and coming to the game and checking it out, and hopefully there'll be a decent amount of students around it to watch it, and play in the afternoon. It's, it's something that we've explored trying to do and make into a bigger deal, maybe in the future where we have one of those a year, where the kids around the area can come out to a Minot State game and hang out in the Dome and cheer us on, and hopefully we'll be able to continue to expand it moving forward and do some other things and maybe make it into a competition of who can cheer the loudest or things like that. So I know we're trying to move in that direction, kind of to get another way, like you said, with so many Friday, Saturday later games. It's even hard sometimes for the younger kids to come to those games that don't tip till 7:30. That can be a late night for between a men's and women's doubleheader. So we're going to try to do this a little bit more in the future too. So some other new thing that we're trying, and hopefully can become a kind of a game to look forward to each year here at Minot State. And for us, now being our home opener, we're really excited to be playing it. And I'm glad I don't have to sit around all day. We can play it. We'll be in the gym tomorrow at 8 in the morning for a shoot around, and then head to class for a while and come back and, like you said, tip off at 12:30 in the afternoon. And again, hopefully some people from campus can stop by and pop in, and maybe that wouldn't normally come to a game can swing by the Dome and check it out. So if you're not busy over your lunch break, swing by and see some exciting basketball. It'll certainly be a fast-paced game. And a lot of scoring going on tomorrow afternoon.
All right, I know that's where I'm going to spend my lunch tomorrow at the MSU Dome. Matt, thank you. We get hopefully a couple of weeks from now we'll get a chance to sit down. We can talk actual basketball.
Absolutely.
But thank you for stopping up and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, that is Matt Merkin, the head coach of the Midas State men's basketball team. Again, they open up the season at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon at the MSU Dome against Presentation College. Real quick again, volleyball state tournament starts tomorrow. State A quarterfinals at 1 o'clock. This will be in Bismarck. Bismarck Century and Fargo North. West Fargo and Bismarck Legacy at 3. West Fargo Cheyenne and Bismarck St. Mary's at 5. 7 o'clock game, Jamestown and Fargo South. On the B side, which will be played in the exhibition hall at the Bismarck Event Center. 1 o'clock, the number 2 seed, Linton HMB against New Rockford Cheyenne. 3 o'clock, Thompson, the number 3 seed, against Garrison. The 5 o'clock seed, the number 1 seed, Northern Cass Jaguars, will take on the Our Redeemer Knights out of Region 6. And the 4th seed, Kenmare Bowbells out of Region 8. And Dickinson Trinity will battle at 7 o'clock. The consolation semifinals scheduled for Friday in Bismarck, and then all place games, 7th, 5th, 3rd, and championship, all on Saturday at the Bismarck Event Center. Thank you to all my guests tonight, Karen Nunziato of Our Redeemers, Vitaly Klimpel, and Macy Bauer from the state Minot High State Cheer Champions. Also Wyatt Washington-Linchuk, the head coach of the Minot State men's hockey team, and Matt Merkin from Minot State men's. Again, just a reminder, because of the Thanksgiving holiday weekend coming up next week, we will not have a Scotty K show. On Wednesday night, we will return the following Wednesday and take you all the way through the new year into next March. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to the Spicy Pie. Thank you to all our sponsors. And we'll talk to you again in 2 weeks.
This has been a presentation of the PSP Network. Thank you for joining us for the Scotty K Show. Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Ackerman Esvold, your neighbors, friends, and family who are working for you. The local team with local availability and accountability for all of your engineering, architecture, environmental, transportation, and land development needs. Your project can rely on Ackerman Esvold. Find them online at ackermanesvold.com. When you start your project, talk with Ackerman Surveying and Associates. Our experienced surveying team guides you in the right direction with planning, platting, and lot and boundary surveys. The trusted name in land surveying, the trusted name in architecture and engineering is Ackerman Surveying and Ackerman Esvold. Find them at ackermanesvold.com.